Welcome to Recap Movie. Today, I bring you a delightful South Korean comedy. The film revolves around an ordinary guy whose life takes a turn after receiving an old car. Enjoy the movie. Pay attention to this rap singer called Woo Yefan. Hi, look at this long and wide face, it's like this bowl is big and round. The people of Chiga were shaking and beating with the beat, but Woo Yefan still felt not high enough, so let the brothers take the gas and ready to have a cool fireworks show, which is a dark screw directly detonated all the gas and burned himself to the ground. The people of Chiga were stunned, just like Woo Yefan's yard. We burned the sky together. The next door old king showed a proud smile on his side because he secretly installed a detonator on the gas, and God knows who the hell put this assassination. It was an accident. It's not easy. I didn't expect a masked woman to suddenly kill. The martial arts are strong and powerful. The old king was beaten like a storm. The more the masked woman beats, the more the violence. Suddenly the stop. Who knows the masked woman is deaf? Just fly to the corner and completely destroy the TV. It's not coming. China is the best. The masked woman finally stopped when she heard this. I'm asking you to beat me for money instead of asking you to dismantle the house. You a hash flag. The old king was trying to make his own martial arts. A martial arts expert was specially invited to beat himself and set up the Chinese military. Bulls knows this secret. As long as you don't shout this word, you'll beat him to death. His name is Fireball Su Ling. I grew up in Hong Kong. It's a famous Huang Fei Hong's disciple. After immigrating to Malta, became a boxing master. By the way, every day I beat a few alcoholics who have a taste for him. The old king is not against it. Just ask him to be mad at himself every time you eat 500 sheep. This old man. We are not strangers. It was a few years ago in the British Empire. The famous accident killer in the British Empire. The killer company ranked first in the killer industry killed no one later because of the victim's ex-girlfriend. He was forced to kill several colleagues, causing the murder of the door to be destroyed. Fortunately, the boss, Ray, is also the master of the old king. I couldn't bear to clean up the door. Just let him leave the UK and leave the underworld. Since then, the old king has lived in guilt. Find Su Ling to beat himself more times for the sake of his guilt, but he had no other skills in the end. He was still a hidden man in Malta. I worked in the boss's shop until this evening. The old king met his old friend Chunk. This guy is the only one he hasn't killed. The former colleague. Fortunately, it wasn't the boss who asked Chunk to find the old king. Ray's career and reputation were ruined by the old king. He left the underworld a few years ago. The two met again. Pure coincidence, by the way. Chunk also retired from the army because of the old king. I recently had an online relationship with a female netizen. The female netizen is Somalian. Decided to come to marry him in March. In March, Chunk was beaten to a sum of money. Let him buy a ticket. There's no news after all. There used to be a cashier in the Planet Chunk when I came to Malta for a trip, and the Torma 5 Club coincidentally cooperated with female netizens to spend a handful, so Chunk found it, but I didn't see anyone in the club. He believed that my fiancé was kidnapped to sell me. I must say, I've heard a lot of stories about this. It sounds like a scam, but Chunk believes it's love, so I asked the old king to take over. Of course, I can't do it for nothing. Just go back to the underworld and work with the old king. Chunk, though he doesn't know martial arts, but he's a top second-hand scientist good at making all kinds of props and trap kills. The old king was very happy. It's great to have family and friends in one house. Then he rented a secret base for Chunk, convenient for the development of new murder props. For example, the pen and paper gun, the hand cutter, the machine, the bomb suit, etc. The old king really didn't dare to communicate. These are just not for the eyes of the eye, like this bomb suit. Who would wear a silent dress and let you blow up the sky on the day? The new murder order sent by the old king told Chunk to be careful because the target is the son of Xie Dajiao. Xie Dajiao is the daughter of Marta Dajiao. The power of the heaven is cruel. Everyone is afraid of the wind. You want to kill his son, don't you? Want to find your own luck. Who knows if luck comes? You can't hide. A few days later, two people took another bullet, used the chemical liquid to melt the roof. Easy to kill the target as a result. This is a trap. Suddenly, two things were caught in the dark, then they were packed and taken to a place. Open your eyes. The man in front of you is the murderer's daughter, and the reason is his beloved son. The big feet are so poisonous, so you have to protect him even if he's a little stupid. Even make myself disgusted. Of course, there is also his great dream of being a singer, even if his throat is like this. Let me pull out the bandages again, tear him to death with my own hands. I sang a few days ago when the habit of throwing a bucket of dust caused a water pipe explosion. It's not powerful enough. It looks like an early explosion, but I found a bomb device under the water pipe. Isn't this a way to kill someone by accident? Isn't that your style? The old king can't help laughing. A few days ago we happened to be in the bar under your ride. I don't believe you checked the surveillance video. I don't believe you checked the surveillance video. You don't believe you checked the surveillance video. You're very embarrassed. The employer must be a split choker because the bottom is the cooperation of him and the other. Until the bottom was 10 years old, the split choker hurt his throat from this move and must be ordered to eliminate this insulting family gene of qualified products. Luckily, there has been no killer to dare to mess with the big guy. It was thus. The big guy simply asked Wang to clear the real killer. After all, only killers know the killer best. He gave up if he didn't say yes. Ask you if you're convinced in the face of such unreasonable Jong-hu. Brother, there's no choice for the old king. The key is that the money still can't be made. But there's no way good brothers can't be. Regardless of, I didn't expect that Master Ray was waiting for himself. It turns out that Chunk wrote a letter to Ray, although they didn't say where they were, but he was smart enough to write directly with the paper of the bar. There's an address here. Ray is very angry. I let you leave the underworld to spare your dog's life. How dare you do? The old man realized that the assassin was Ray. Fortunately, he was able to get into the middle of retirement. Ray doesn't care what the big or small, he doesn't care about anyone, no matter the death of Chunk, who told him not to retire. The gold is all connected by your bad time. But now there's good news. The Black Hand party boss a few days ago, the money for the baby was raised to 10 million. There must be a lot of money under the so-called heavy reward. Except for me, there are also 5 other top international killers who have received orders, and the employer got the signal of the locator on the body of the baby through the built-in. You want to save his life? It's impossible. The old man quickly asked for the address of the baby. Let him throw away the locator on his body. Who knows, the brain of the baby has a problem. No, this is a gift from my mother on her birthday. You can't just throw it away. The old man had no time to care about that idiot. He pulled his watch off and threw it on the ground. But no matter what, I didn't expect to be a baby. I ate the signboard with the locator. The wooden stool dog is a dead man. I should die right away. I want to kill you, but for the safety of Chunk, or endure it. But I didn't realize the seriousness of the problem. Too angry. There, the old man is a dry monkey. The dry monkey. The next shot was a big one. The first killer said, Death Angel Small Meng. The identity of the dead is not easy when my mother just returned, just to the standard of the top killer. 18 class shotgun bombs are well known. Anything in hand is a famous weapon. The top security team of a little baby. It's not enough to fight. What kind of bomb? Flash bullet into the hand. It's a team kill. As soon as you start, it's a pity he met a higher level accident killer, although the weapon on the body of the dead angel is not poor. But obviously the old man is better. Up and down, left and right, B and B and A. Finally, the little brain officer gave the whole team a pass after solving the problem. The old man quickly called everyone, asked for help, but everyone feels like it's too late. Just be a water manager. Ask the old man to protect his good son. A hair drop, the creative iron will die. The old man thought this task was too hard. Don't forget the locator is still in the belly. Countless top killers are coming, so now there's only one. There's no way. The old king rushed to the pharmacy. I grabbed a can of drug powder. No need to say it's in the mouth of the little boy. Hurry up and pull it out. Can live otherwise. The old man of the sky will come and save you. Say it. Just pull the little boy around. Don't expect the second big killer to come down from the sky. The dead man, Demon Lu Nanger. The identity of the dead man is also very important. I was raised as a madman by my mother since I was a kid because of the father of this guy, full of power. It may have the blood of a poisonous giant. The two quickly realized his horror. Lu Nanger took the hat off the ground. Squeeze hard, taste the blood in it. Wow. It smells good if it doesn't come out dead. The angel of the king should have died. Good guy. The old man didn't understand that the blood of a poisonous giant was not nonsense. Lu Nanger super supreme. The old king didn't dare to touch it. I had to run away with the baby. It was not easy to get him to the top. Now we can finally focus on the battle. I didn't expect the dead man to come out with a knife. The old man was bleeding, but no matter how hard he works, it's the second boss. It's impossible to beat the main character. I'm afraid I'm going to be cut in half to help the baby pull the board smoothly. The old man took him all the way to the secret base. It's in the cliff here. Can block the signal launcher. Now the killers won't find the door. I didn't expect to finish someone. Bang bang bang. Oh, we're gonna look. Fortunately, it's Su Ling. Su Ling had already guessed the identity of the old king's killer. He happens to be a killer, so take this opportunity to get into the fire. Let the old king teach himself. But can fight and killer is basically two different things. You'd better go back and be honest. What's the blind corner? Just to send Su Ling out. I didn't expect to hear the banging again. Unexpectedly, the third killer came. The second hand, Brad Pitt. We don't know who this man is, but it is said to have the blood of Brad Pitt. No wonder it looks like you. Usually kill people rely on handsome first, the bright side of the light, then a knife ended. It was when the old king gave Su Ling a second hand to peel. The fourth killer is not dead. The little ugly one has to face two masters. The old king is not afraid of his head. The not dead little ugly old man is not as simple as the dark 4-day-old little ugly old man. The number of the defense, not dead little hand. I don't know how to have the blood of the little hand. I don't feel pain all over my body. I think I'm the first killer in the world. As long as I'm not in pain, I'm invincible. This is the existence that all combatants are unwilling to face. Fortunately, The situation of 1 against 2 did not happen, not dead little ugly. The first hammer hit the head of the second hand. He doesn't allow others to help him, that's how crazy. Then the little hand attacked the old king. This is a complete bullet. As long as the old king's kung fu is on the small hand, it's not worth it. Is it right to have no pain and no enemy? The second hand slowly woke up and aimed at Su Ling. He loves to deal with women. It's just 2-2. Su Ling was deeply aware of the move. Kung fu is beautiful and useless. Your fist is really good. It's a good fight, but it can't kill people. The real killer is always one shot to the death. Avoid action. We've been fighting for a long time. I gotta sweat. What's the use of a dead man? The old king used the soul of the body to remove the tree. He never had to kill so hard, but not dead. Little ugly completely exceeded his awareness. No matter how you hit people, it's okay. The baseball stick is all over the place as a result. The little hand is still free to act. Use the skill of the heart. 100,000 feet. The motor is still free to act. Ask yourself if you're angry. Fortunately, the protagonist's work is always good at any time. Finally, with the help of the killer fitness machine designed by the founder, the little hand broke his neck, and Su Ling also tried his best to pull off the neck of the second hand with iron. It's just too tired, but fortunately, the first killing felt good. The old king thought this woman was a talent. The good news is that the baby finally pulled the positioning machine out. He's still there showing off every time. Bad news is useless. The fifth killer had appeared in the air. The blade hit the baby's neck. The old king was shocked. Did he even kill him? The Japanese fire shadow ninja. The Japanese fire shadow ninja. This guy is one of the most top killers in the world. It's even more famous than the old king and the angry fire. The legendary invisible, lawless, invincible. Anyone who's ever seen him die. You might not understand, it's just that more than 10 killers have appeared before. It's still a normal human race, but the rain is not a half point. How many non-human mutants have been stuck? The old king was completely numb, even with Su Ling too. How one is not the same as the other. The old king begged the class not to kill the dead. I didn't expect to be so rich in class. I didn't want to kill. I'm not here to earn money, just be bored. If after the rough, I want to find a few experts to pass the test. Take you as a toy first. Su Ling felt that he had 2 shots. I rushed up and wanted to take over for the old king. I don't know what happened. I was kicked over by a foot. The old king wiped his sweat. Close your eyes. It turned out to be a piece of cake. That guy's body is too fast. The old king couldn't even get up. Only the lord of the house. No power to fight back. Be beaten to cry. My own life-saving skill. What old lady is ready? My old lady wears a pair of light pants. The old lady flies to light the Yangmi. It's all useless. It's completely suppressed. The last class felt boring. Just go high. I want to show you the latest. It seems that the ancients were right. The gun is fast and accurate. It was the Lord of the Thunder who saved his own life again. The apprentice is not you. I'm sorry, old lady. The crisis has finally been resolved. Under the advice of the old king, the Lord of the Thunder also gave up the opportunity to earn a commission or to exchange for a piece of iron. The rich man didn't spend a penny to save his silly son. It's too much to be a good son, but the silly son was a little unhappy. Mom, that guy made me run out of trash. You have to avenge me. Kill the duck. The old king and the founder of the group of the curse. This stupid missing must die. I'm not dead today. I'll die tomorrow. No, I'm going to die right away. I only saw the Lord of the Thunder walk down the car. He also had a bomb-proof remote control in his hand. There is no one in the world like that. I will wear a bomb suit, but some fools will.